As I've stated before, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Truth Train. This is a podcast where you check if your sanity is in balance. And luckily for us, if you feel that maybe sanity is escaping you, we have a sanity minister right here.
If the sanity is escaping you and you can't run fast enough to catch up with it, you need a sanity vehicle to help you in your sanity quest, which is the Choo-choo
Truth Train.
Truth Train, that's right.
Because if you want to catch up with sanity, which is
always eluding you.
Which is always like a little bit faster, right? Luckily for you, this is the train to catch up with sanity.
That's right. I mean, it's been a problem for so long. Nobody thought of a sanity vehicle.
It's a big problem.
It is.
Okay, anyway, I'm sitting here with the sanity minister himself.
Thank you.
A sanity warrior.
Thank you.
Many call him. He's a warrior of the sanity wars.
I've actually been growing out my beard to see if I'm ready to start a sect.
Right.
You know you're ready to start a sect when your beard is completely gray.
Yeah.
So I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. If you want to have a sect, you kind of need facial hair. You need facial hair. You need
confidence and facial hair.
Like God, right?
Yep.
God when every time he's depicted, it's always like a guy in a white, like, what do you call it? Like a toga.
Yeah.
And he has sandals.
Yeah.
And he's really big. And he has a beard.
You know, it's no secret that for me, I'm not having a lot of luck with the dating scene. And there's not too many women who are in the market for an unvaccinated guy who wants chickens and a bunker and
a shotgun.
And a shotgun and a bunch of weapons and, chicken wire and barbed wire and guns and ammo and, being prepared for a zombie apocalypse and all the other great stuff about me.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't like tattoos. I don't like nose piercings. There's it's very picky stuff, which is odd because, I'm not that great, but I expect them to be.
Yeah, you expect the best from them, but you don't pay attention to yourself.
That's correct. So because of this imbalance, I don't think I can ever meet anyone in the so-called normal world. So my best bet is a sect.
Right.
Like Jim Jones. And so if I can convince a bunch of people that I am some sort of messenger for God, that's also a way to meet women.
I think it is.
I think so.
It's a way.
What do you think those guys were doing? Jim Jones and all these sect leaders. I think it was.
I think they were just trying to get a girlfriend.
I think so too.
And then like, hey, listen, we can kill a lot of people here.
Yeah. And but that comes later.
And then they kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Because once you got a girlfriend, you got quite a setup around you. You know?
Yeah. Like you're always like, okay, I got the girl now, but maybe I can like push this even further.
We should do something with this now that we have it.
Maybe buying a lot of Kool-Aid and then put some cyanide on. Was that the thing? Cyanide?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody drinks the Kool-Aid.
Have you seen a documentary called Wild Wild Country?
No.
It's about a guru called Osho, who moved into I think it was Colorado or something, and he had 7,000 people living there. They were all worshiping him, and he just kept getting more and more addicted to Valium and painkillers and alcohol. And all those gurus, they tend to get addicted to stuff because they get so high on power and everything. So it's a great scene, and I'm just saying, there's not a lot of sex these days, or cults even.
Yeah,
and we should bring that back. People are looking for purpose,
There is a decline now in the baby making department. There are less children being born, and that is actually a problem with decreasing populations, because if you then get an older population, there's no young people to take care of the old.
Yeah, and so
why you need the robots.
No, we need more bearded men to start sects so that
we can
repopulate the earth.
It's either robots or sects.
But nothing in between.
Nothing in between. It's just the way it is.
And they're mutually exclusive too.
It would be funny if we have artificial intelligence and they kind of like have their mind of their own and they start joining sects.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That would be really great.
I mean, that will happen at some point, I would imagine.
That a guy with a beard can convince ChatGPT to join his religion that he made up?
Yeah, or a robot with a beard. You know? Fake beard. Who cares?
It's so funny because the robot couldn't pull it off without the beard.
No. He needs a beard. Come on.
He tried for years without a beard, and then you just stick a beard on the robot.
Yeah, and you need a beard. That's
good.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, the robots are coming. The robots are coming, and
Be afraid, first of all.
be afraid, but also how to navigate the maze of insanity. The roadmap. We need to know what. So David Icke is out with a new book.
No, he's out. Yeah, well, David Icke is out with a new YouTube channel, and that's where he introduced his new thing, which is like escaping the maze of madness.
Yeah.
Which is what your life is, but you didn't know it until he told you. Imagine someone at the airport, just going through a bookstore, they find that book, navigating the maze of madness. They go, oh my God, that's me.
I'm looking for a cookbook, but I'll read this first.
But this is my life.
So David Icke got back. He got his channel back. Okay, and I know a lot of people don't know who David Icke is.
Yeah, because the government has been censoring his great ideas.
Yes. But he's back big time, and he
No, just what's the name of the book?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the book here.
Navigating the Maze of Madness, isn't it?
Yeah, can we escape the maze of madness?
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah. So yeah.
Wait a minute. Imagine someone at the airport, all right? And they're just going to Orlando for the day for a business meeting. And then they're standing in a bookstore and they see, like, can we escape? And no. They're just reading the book. And he goes, wait a minute. I didn't know we could escape.
Oh, you can escape now.
You know what I mean? It's like, fine.
This is the road map.
Yeah.
Escaping the maze of madness.
And
The road map.
to escaping.
Escaping the road. Yeah. So he knows what's going on.
It's so great when there's a roadmap to the escape as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, by the way, listen, I'm in serious trouble because
Yeah, you are.
the last episode, I was talking about how I was so depressed because I was mad at people on scooters with energy drinks.
That is true.
But anyway, that sounds a bit superficial. And so I really dove into it. And I went to a healer. And because trust me, the doctors, they don't know what they're doing. No. So I went to this healer, and she actually helped me during my psychiatric drug withdrawal to get my blood pressure down, and that really got my confidence boosted.
How did she help you?
I don't know. She just touched my forehead, and then it went down.
Right.
So all I'm saying is this: there's more between heaven and earth, right? So I went in there and I said, "Listen, I hate this and I hate that, and people are idiots." And she goes, "Why? Why do you bother? Like, you're going to be miserable as long as you hate these people." Right? So you really got to look at what do you hate, right? And I figured out today what I hate so much. So anyway, I was talking to somebody, and in the middle of the conversation, I wanted to see like, why don't I try to be a bit authentic here and say what I believe in, as opposed to just nodding along and being polite.
Right.
So in the middle of the conversation, I said, hey, by the way, did you have the COVID vaccine? And this person replied, of course I did. And then I said, why? Well, hold on. Do you regret getting it now that we know that it didn't work? And this person said, it did work. It saved millions of lives. Vaccines are great.
Okay.
And I noticed I just started getting so angry. So I figured, what's going on here? Why am I getting angry at this person, right?
Right.
So then I said, let me ask you this. You love vaccines and you took the vaccine. Are you curious at all about why I didn't take the vaccine? And this person goes, no, I'm not curious about that at all. Okay?
Right.
And then they proceeded to say, people who don't like vaccines are purporting misinformation. And I don't listen to idiots who talk of misinformation. So I said, do you believe the mainstream news? And this person said, no, I only believe people who are certifiably reliable sources of information. I look for the source. They have to have gone to a woke university, basically is what they said. So then I concluded by saying, so you genuinely feel that it's smart to have zero curiosity about arguments that go against your own? And the answer was yes.
Right.
And I mean, the anger, the anger. I mean, it's so funny because it only affects me. You know what I mean? I'm the only one, suffering here. No one else is suffering.
You're suffering.
No one else.
Believe me.
No, but no one else is suffering, right? And then I realized what it was. People who aren't interested in people who disagree with them. I mean, if somebody came to me and they said, and as long as, if somebody came to me and they said, listen, you're living your whole life wrong, everything you believe is wrong, and everything you're doing is wrong, and you should be in prison, I would say, really? Tell me more. I mean, as long as this person was dressed nicely and smelled okay, right? I mean, obviously you can't take this kind of advice from a crackhead, but a normal functioning human being, I would be like, wow, tell me more. But there are people out there who simply are not interested in hearing anything from people they don't agree with. I mean, what do you think of that?
Well, I agree with you that people should be curious about other people's ideas or like stands and stuff. Like, okay, I am a hardcore socialist. I'm a hardcore capitalist. Okay, I disagree with like whatever the opinion is. Then I would ask, like, why are you that, right?
Right.
Like, okay, I'm against vaccines. Okay, why are you against the vaccines, right? Because just saying, well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, if you don't want to have the conversation, I mean, sure, that's fine. I did ask ChatGPT, did the COVID-19 vaccine work?
Right.
And it says, yes, the COVID-19 vaccine did work based on extensive real-world data from many countries. Here's what worked means by the broad scientific consensus and global studies. They greatly reduced severe illness and death. That's one of the statements. Okay? They reduced infections, especially early on. They kept healthcare systems from collapsing. They were shown to be safe. Billions of people were monitored across many countries. Side effects were mostly mild and short term.
Okay, well, already there, that's insane.
Rare side effects like myocarditis after mRNA vaccines or clotting with AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson were identified, quickly monitored, and remained far less risky than COVID-19 itself. Why some people got COVID even if vaccinated. No vaccine provides 100% sterilizing immunity. COVID-19 mutates quickly, so protection against infection fades over months, but protection against hospitalization and death remained much stronger and more persistent.
Right.
That's ChatGPT.
Right.
And then I asked Grok.
Right.
In summary, yes, COVID-19 vaccines worked in the quote marks there. So that's what they say.
You know the drugs I was on that almost killed me?
Right.
Lyrica and Zyprexa.
Yeah.
You know, all the research on them says safe and effective as well. You know what's interesting about the actual big pharma research on Lyrica, which is the most difficult drug to come off in the world, by the way, says that there are no withdrawal symptoms. There's just none documented ever.
Right.
Ever. And also, if you check the government website, the recommendations for tapering off Lyrica, which most people spend 1 to 5 years tapering off, and then it says 1 week. 1 week from max dose after 20 years. So they're just getting away with murder, these people. Oh, it so bothers me.
And it also says that if people don't want to, if people criticize the COVID-19 vaccine, you should stop listening to them and just tell them they're kooks and crazy people.
Does it say that?
No.
Damn it.
But yeah, they live in the forest where they belong.
But look at this. Look at this. If you look, if somebody makes a dramatic statement, right? So let's just say you come in, okay, to a restaurant, right? And you scream, "I'm suicidal." I'm suicidal, right?
Right.
Which is typical you.
Yeah.
And then nobody says, "Really? Why? Why are you suicidal?" They all just say, "Well, don't be." And they banish you from the restaurant.
Why do you go into a restaurant to do this?
I don't know. You're the one doing it.
Is it because you're hungry?
No, you're suicidal.
Right. Because of the hunger.
Right. Because of the hunger.
My only problem here is that they don't mention that actually, people who were like it didn't have comorbidities, they didn't have to take the vaccine.
Yeah, but not only that, but the VAERS data. I mean, look, there's more. Look, the VAERS data is so underreported, and there's like more reports of vaccine injuries from the mRNA vaccine than from all vaccines put together from the like 50 years before that. But it was all just covered up.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know where they're, and also like a lot of people got problems with the vaccine, vaccine injured, so that happened. But I don't know. Like, listen, I don't know. I think a lot of the data, which has been proven, that is very often bought and paid for by the.
I just know one thing, and that is when I'm sitting here ranting and raving about ChatGTP lying about vaccines, I know that's going to get me more dates.
That's true.
If there's one thing we know,
that's 100%.
Women like what's going on here.
Yeah, but I think if you have a big platform.
Hold on. Is there something wrong with the sound when that's happening, or is it just the sound connection?
Hello. Is something wrong?
I can't hear it here. But
Hello.
Oh, okay, you're back.
Goodbye. Hey.
You're back.
But there's no noise?
No noise now.
No noise. Okay.
No, it's good, yeah.
Faulty cable.
Okay.
There you go. The budget of this production is...
It's massive.
It's massive.
But the cable guy doesn't like us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen, I don't know. I am pro... Like, listen, I wanna be with the pharmaceutical industry. I want to be with them. I want to be where the money is.
No.
I want to be where the people are corrupting other people with money, so that they can have the data on their side.
You know what I think is? You know what I think it is at the heart of this thing.
What?
Like I once saw my psychiatrist up at my parents' place, and I thought, wow, that's my abuser. Right? Because he gave me these drugs and didn't give me any warning and ruined my life with them.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, wow, he like it sent like fear down my spine seeing him, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if you had someone who, executed blind violence on you. They just went up to you and beat you with a baseball bat mercilessly for an hour and a half, right? Mm-hmm. And then you saw that person with someone else years later and said, "That's the guy, that's the guy who beat me with a baseball bat."
Yeah.
And the other person went, I don't know. He looks like a nice guy. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I don't believe he beats anyone with baseball bats.
Yeah.
I want to be on his side. I want to be with him selling cigarettes down by the park.
Right.
And I mean, the betrayal, right? So because the whole world likes vaccines, the whole world is betraying me because they are siding with my abuser.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, they're abusing you.
Yeah. No, they did. It's over now.
I think they've. I mean, sure.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So it's like.
But here's the thing: you do sometimes talk with these women about your different stance on different things, right?
Right.
You do discuss vaccines.
Which women? Which women?
I mean, women.
All women I meet.
Like, didn't you get like a text? Didn't you somebody try to flirt with you, and you asked her, "Are you vaccinated?" And then it just turned into like a shitstorm. Did that ever happen, or am I mistaken?
Man, that's funny stuff.
Did it happen?
I am on fire. I mean, it happened with climate change a lot.
But why is it that like
It'll be like
climate
this.
change?
It'll be like this.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? When's your next show? What percentage of the atmosphere is CO2?
Right.
And then it's like, I don't know. Well, then how can you claim to know anything about climate change? You fucking moron. And then, it goes that direction.
Right.
I got a lot of problems.
I don't know. Do you? Seems fine to me.
Oh, man, that's funny stuff. Oh, that's solid. But anyway, that's why I need the sect, right?
That's why you need the sect, yeah.
I need the sect because, look, you can question scientists, you can question research papers, but you can't question a sect leader.
That's true.
That's the number one rule.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
So, are the oceans rising due to climate change? Yes, the oceans are rising due to climate change, and the cause is well understood in the climate science. So, they just came out an article by a journalist, actually a credible journalist who only does investigative journalism. He has no agenda.
Who is he?
Michael Schellenberger.
Oh, nice. I like him.
Yeah. He's a guy who's like...
He wrote Apocalypse Never. It's a great book.
Yeah, he's a guy who just like do investigative journalism. He figured out that Trump wasn't a Russian asset. He figured out that I don't know, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The homeless crisis in San Francisco. Right.
Yeah, he exposes politicians all the time, like corruption.
Yeah,
he's
wrote
like
a book
in there.
He wrote a book called San Francisco.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
And he wrote an article recently where he just like asked a simple question: are the oceans rising due to climate change? Okay, where's the data? And then he just like went after them and like the data, and then he went after that data.
He attacked them.
And then like, well, this data is faulty, and they couldn't like the people the scientists behind some of the studies were bought and paid for, and it was like, and he just exposed like, again, listen, I don't know. But it's interesting that I asked ChatGPT here, and it says, "Yeah, it's rising."
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, "Yeah, well, what about Michael Schellenberger?"
You know what I can tell you what I do know with 100% certainty, right? And that is that I am the problem. I wish I could be more like you. You show up somewhere like a cigarette salesman, cool as a cucumber, and you don't rant on about who's vaccinated and who isn't, and like, the extent to which the polar bears are dying, or like things are, like ice is melting,
I asked and I asked Chat, what about Michael Schellenberger?
What about Charlie Kirk?
What about Charlie Kirk?
The oceans are rising. What about Charlie Kirk? Never mind. Never mind.
You got us.
Yeah.
I asked what about Michael Schellenberger's article? Good question. Which article about Schellenberger do you mean? He's written a lot about climate change. One likely candidate is his Forbes piece, Why Everything They Say About Climate Change is Wrong. And it's a summary here. He thinks alarmism is overblown. In this article, he claims many climate warnings are exaggerated. Well, he claims, but that's true too. Because we all remember the movie, An Uncomfortable Truth.
Inconvenient Truth.
Inconvenient Truth. And he said in 2002 or 3, whatever it was.
Yep.
In 2020.
No, 2011.
Yeah, the Greenland ice will disappear.
Everything will be underwater.
There was no ice on the caps and everything. He was wrong about everything.
Everything.
And listen, I'm pro climate. I'm a big climate guy. Don't kill the fish. Don't kill the penguins. Don't kill the marine life.
Yeah.
Don't kill the.
You like the climate?
I dig the climate. I'm a big proponent of these.
Always been a climate guy.
Yeah, but like I'm for not polluting.
Right.
Don't you agree? Or don't you agree on that?
Of course.
Of course you do.
But no one cares about polluting anymore. It's all CO2 now,
But here's the thing. So he claims that so everything he was wrong. He was wrong about everything.
Yeah.
Al Gore.
Yes.
He was wrong about everything.
Everything.
I mean, I like that he tries to make people do better, change their life in a better way to pollute less. I can get behind that message. But everything he said was wrong. All the predictions was wrong. And why can't we just be honest about that? Is that so difficult?
Oh, man.
He was wrong. I'm behind his message, though. But he was wrong.
What I'm most interested in is how do you stop yourself from saying all this on a date?
That's the problem.
No, but because you stop yourself, and I can't. How does that go?
But listen. Nobody would. But listen, this is out of control here. But here's the thing. But the more question is, why do you engage in a fight with a woman on like she's like, hey, how you doing? Like,
Hey, no.
I like your stuff, and you're like, yeah, are you vaccinated? She says, yeah. I love vaccination helps a lot of people, and you're like, you fuck it. Why don't you say like, okay, that's great, thank you, and just like discontinue the conversation?
Yeah.
Why not? Why the engaging?
I do that most of the time. Most of the time I let it go.
Really?
But sometimes when it's just like the retard overload is too much. And then, like, I remember one time getting in a car after some sort of election or whatever, and I got in this car and I was so angry, and this guy was like, I voted for this stupid shitty party, and I was like, you seriously want to do this? And we were driving a long way together. I had to be in the car with this guy for like 5 hours, and I said something that really pissed him off way at the start of it. But then again, like, here's a problem with always nodding along about everything, right? Mm-hmm. If you nod along about everything, you have no integrity. Okay, you're not authentic. Right? Then you, like, you know, if someone is, you know, full retard 24/7, then you know for a fact that that's what they are, right? And it's genuine.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd rather have someone who's authentic than someone who just nods along and goes along with everything. And I just simply can't understand why people don't want to get to the truth of things. If a major institution is lying about everything, wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want to know?
Of course I want to know.
You want to know. I know.
want to know.
You're the guy who falls asleep to political commentary. I'm just saying most people don't want to know. And then I don't understand how they don't want to know. And I can't sit there, listening to a person say something incredibly stupid when they don't know statistics. They don't know, like, the fraud involved in these studies, and they don't know, like, the corruption and all this shit. And they're just sitting there going, like, here are my thoughts on it. And it's like, you fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pure ignorance. I can't let the ignorance win. You understand?
Yeah, but you already lost. They won.
Why?
Because they did. They won a long time ago. What are you talking about?
Who's they?
Everyone.
Everyone.
All the people. So,
did I tell you about that sprinkles thing I saw?
Yeah, but anyway, listen.
Yeah.
You carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, it seems.
But that's how.
I don't think you should be doing that. For many reasons.
Right.
But one reason in particular, I don't think you have, let's say, the mental acuities.
Right.
To like have that load clinging in your head while you're self trying to navigate this road map of madness, escaping it. You know?
That's right. I'm escaping the maze of madness.
Yes.
I always forget that.
Yeah. You're trying to escape the maze of madness, but you're actually lost. And you're trying to, like, I'm going to change the world.
And then I forget that I'm in a maze of madness. I'm trying to escape it. I'm actually trying to change the maze of madness.
But you have conflicting messages. You say, on one hand, you say that I want to go into the forest and have chickens and a woman who's unvaccinated and escape the world with my sect, right? That's one thing. You want to, like, disavow the humanity.
Right.
And then the next hand you say, I want to change everything.
Right.
Make up your mind.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, but this is why it's a maze of madness.
It is a maze of madness.
Everyone's confused.
That's true.
No one knows what they're doing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's bad. But I just, like, I've been a people pleaser before. And that's how I got all those stalkers, right?
Right.
And so now authenticity is stalker Teflon.
Right.
So trust me, I don't get any stalkers anymore, right? But there has to be some sort of balancing act here. You know?
I see. So based on recent searches, the most prominent and timely article matching your queries is October 24, 25. Investigative piece titled "Scientists for years said that they had proof that climate change was accelerating sea level rise, but that's not what the evidence shows."
Yes.
They know the truth. They know the truth and misled the public And now I have a long email exchange with a top scientist that shows how they did it. It's a massive scandal.
Yeah. Who has the chickens now?
Right.
Huh?
You're the chicken rooster now. Nobody eats more chicken than you.
But I'm just saying, it's all fraud and nobody wants to know.
Schellenberger's core thesis, right? And also, by the way, the people who are watching this, like, you know, what are we mumbling about? It's interesting that there is a narrative and there's nobody reporting on this.
No one.
Nobody, because it's like, it's inconvenient for the time being.
Yeah.
But anyway, he says that the core thesis is the claims of accelerating sea level rise, often used to justify high adaptation costs and urgent emission cuts, lack robust evidence from long-term tide gauge data dating back to the mid-19th century. He accuses leading scientists of selectively presenting data to support acceleration narratives, despite knowing that the evidence was inconclusive and contradictory. So there you go.
Thank you.
Schellenberger, people. Go out, you know.
Thank you. And
he has no agenda. He's just like, what's true? And
Yeah.
That's all.
And he's got some great books, too. I love that guy. And just for the record, I need to talk about these sprinkles, okay? Because that's some real sanity stuff that people have been writing so many emails about to this podcast.
Right.
But I just like to say that what the pharmaceutical industry claims is that there's about 660-something studies showing the safety of the childhood vaccines.
Okay.
But what you find out when you really go into that material is that all of them say that it is immoral to have an unvaccinated child. And so therefore there are no studies that compare unvaccinated to vaccinated children. So there's no double-blind placebo. And they've just been doing it's so much more complex than people think. And this whole idea of like, this works, this doesn't work, he's nice, he's bad. I hate it.
But here's the thing. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is now in the Trump regime, right?
Nice.
He's in there. He's in there. And he hasn't really exposed anything.
Hasn't he?
No, he hasn't.
Hasn't he?
He hasn't. Because like the only thing they've said, like, well, don't take paracetamol when you're pregnant.
Well,
But that already says it on the box.
right. What?
Yeah, we already knew that. Yeah, that don't do that.
Yeah, but at least he said it. Now more people know.
Well, okay, sure. But like, listen, I'm against releasing files, Epstein files, releasing the UFO files, JFK files, all the files. You know,
Gotta love the files.
got to take the files and release them, all of them, whatever you got,
Whatever
whatever you have.
You got files, we want them.
We want them.
Send them here.
Send them here. We're slashing all prices.
All right, look.
No, but I'm not done.
Okay.
So here's the thing. If he saw a smoking gun, don't you think he would go out there and say, "Hey, listen, the pharmaceutical and the thing and the bada bing, it's all corrupt, and here's the evidence for it."
Yeah, but he's come out many times and said the evidence. He sued the CDC.
Yes, I know, and he won. But here's the thing. It's not that it's not corrupt. Where's the smoking gun? Where's because he said like they've hidden the research, right? And he tried to sue them to release the research. And that's pretty like strange. Why are they hiding evidence, right? But now he's in there. Give it.
Oh, no, dude, he's up against
All right.
powers you don't even want to know.
Powers that we possibly can't comprehend.
If anyone is wondering why he hasn't released anything, listen to David Icke's The Lion Rises, which is an 8-hour talk in Wembley Stadium about how lizards run all the institutions.
I love it.
It's so good. It's just science, though.
Yeah, of course.
But
Okay, so anyway, I'm pro releasing everything. We're pro truth here.
Yeah, yeah, because it's so fast.
It's so fast now.
We're just chasing it.
It's picking up speed.
It's the best you can do.
So, but these women of yours, you're fighting with them over like
what women of mine? There are no women of mine. I get rejected by everybody.
No, they they latch onto you. Like they text you. Did they DM you? Don't they? It happens.
I wouldn't say. I don't know.
I would say they do. But here's the thing. So What's the sprinkle you were talking about? What are you talking about?
Look, here's the deal. You know, I like making food. It's not going to be a food thing, but I was on Instagram and I saw this woman, and she's like, here's how you make sprinkles at home. I was like, sprinkles? I mean, isn't like a fucking pound of sprinkles like $1.90? You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, here's how you can save big on your sprinkle budget. First of all, who's making so much cake? And like, who's got so many sprinkle needs?
You spend $1,000 on sprinkle?
Yeah, like, yeah,
this month?
I started making my own sprinkles, and I saved $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, like, who's that happening to?
Yeah.
But anyway, the process took hours, if not days. And she would lay out these tiny, long lines of, like, you know, confetti or whatever the hell it was. And then they have to, like, dry, and then she crunches them up and stuff. Now, we can agree that that's too much. Just go buy some sprinkles. Don't be a weirdo. I mean, look, you can't be making your own sprinkles unless you have like a pet hamster that you're stroking while working on your manifesto from a typewriter from
What
the
is your
1800s.
message? What is your message? Your message is just buy the sprinkle in the store?
Buy the sprinkles.
Right.
Because you're insane if you make your own sprinkles. Now, however, if you make your own mayonnaise, okay, because you want to avoid the seed oils, this is now getting a little bit more sane.
Yeah.
You still have problems if you're making your own mayonnaise, but it's getting saner, right?
Yeah. What is sane to make at home? Dinner? Sure.
Yeah.
Breakfast? Great.
Even lunch.
Lunch? Yeah.
Snacks?
I'll have some snacks.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like ingredients, that's a problem.
Because one time, I went to a guy's house, and he said, hey, man, I made some soap.
Yeah.
Do you want some?
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, what
Yeah.
was, you know, you think you know someone until they start making their own soap.
Yeah.
And
why are you making your own soap?
And first of all, I said, what's it made of?
Yeah.
Right? And he said, oh, pig lard.
Right.
Right? And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, no, So he slaughtered a pig.
Yeah.
And then he made the lard into soap, and then he gave it away to his friends. This is not ideal.
No.
Now you've gone too far. Because, like, if you're making your own clothes, let's say, right? This is when people call, like, parental services. You know?
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a new trend now. YouTube have destroyed the world, basically.
Right.
Because everybody now like, hey, I'll make my own train room, right? And then like put it on YouTube. Today I'm gonna build a mountain with the thing, and this is how I make the mountain and the cars and the thing and the houses. And then you put it on YouTube, and it's like it has 1 million views, and it's sad, right? And hey, today I'm gonna make mayonnaise, right? And people will watch it and they make mayonnaise. Right?
Yep.
And then, okay, today I'm going to make my own shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, listen, we're losing our minds now.
Yeah.
Okay? I told you already a long time ago, and a couple of episodes ago, I said we have a big problem in this world. And that is when people started to make, is this cake or is this a shoe?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, one of these is a cake. This is a sofa. Is it a cake sofa or a regular sofa?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a regular sofa,
Yeah.
and they jump on the couch, and it's a cake.
Yeah.
Right?
2 NASA rocket ships.
One of them is a cake, and they put it onto the space shuttle, and then it's just like,
And then once the rockets go off, all these just melt.
It's just like a puddle of cake.
It was cake.
It was cake.
And the crews melted.
And they're like, yeah, they died, but at least now we know.
I thought of a funny show during that time, just to say it real quick, that you bring on somebody. It's like, hi, my name's Jeff. It's like, hey, Jeff, tell us about your life. They bring in people from Jeff's life.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, this is your mom. It's like, yep, that's my mom. Or
is it cake?
was she a cake the whole time?
Now stab one of them.
Stab your mom.
And then it's like, is it cake or is it your mom? And they're like, we have to jump with the knife.
No, but just actually, there aren't even 2 of his mom. Okay, there's just his mom, and then so all he knows is that at least 3 people in your life have been cake your whole life.
What about this? Like, you take people who have been in like car accidents and they've lost some body parts, and then like, okay, this is a person. Where on his body is the cake? Is it his arm? Is it his head? you know?
And you have to decide.
You have to like,
and then you stab. So either you go home with $1 million or you go to jail.
right.
And there's nothing in between.
It's either or. Okay.
Cake or jail. That's
So,
a great show.
That's a great cake or jail. now we're talking.
Now we're talking entertainment.
Cake or jail.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we agreed that it's insane to make your own mayonnaise.
I think so.
I think it's at least it's on its way to be insane,
Yeah.
right?
Like I would want to check that guy's computer.
Yes. Yeah. He should be. Yeah. He should be investigated.
or you can at least throw him on cake or jail. Yeah, it's no problem.
Okay. And soap. We agree. Making your own soap, just pure. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not right.
It's not right.
Yeah.
And then your own clothes.
What about making your own toothpaste? Have you seen the people who do this?
Yeah, I don't support that.
I met someone who made their own toothpaste, and they smelled so bad.
Why is it that you always meet those people and I never meet them? Can you explain the logic?
Well, I mean, I have to admit that, like, I was once out on an island in an Indian tent getting frog poison put into my arm while an Indian man was, like, chanting and, like, blowing smoke on us.
Right.
So it's just that kind of stuff kind of drew me into a different crowd.
And why did you do that exactly?
To reset my immune system or something.
Right.
And it was, like, during a full moon. The moon has something to do with it. A
Of
moon
course.
and a frog.
Cosmic radiation. Gotcha.
You know, speaking of which, right, what's so sad about maybe they put fluoride in the water in Auschwitz. And then people say, like, well, why is there fluoride today? Is it actually good for our teeth? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm just saying, maybe.
Yeah, it's good for teeth.
Okay, but it's also a neurotoxin.
Sure.
Sure. So, and we do swallow some of it. So all I'm saying is this. Hypothetically, if someone had a good argument for why it's better to make your own toothpaste, why show up smelly? It's such a disservice to your own idea.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you can't show up and smell bad. And I don't mean smell bad like you've been standing over a kitchen all day and you smell like stew, or you smell like a campfire. I mean just like you haven't washed, like a hippie smell.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I know.
You know.
But I mean, if you make your own toothpaste, I think you have You have some explanation to do.
Do you really?
Yeah, you have explaining to do because, like, you have to explain what happened to you as a child.
Right.
Because why are you doing this? There's so much to be done in this world.
That should be the brand of the toothpaste. What happened to me as a child?
What happened to you?
What happened? Yeah.
And I think
What happened to me? Brand toothpaste.
yeah. Because like of all the things you can spend time on, listen, I can get behind some like you. If you want to make your sprinkle, go ahead, make your sprinkle. I'm not gonna, whatever.
I'm not going to launch an investigation.
But if you are now making your own toothpaste, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
You've gone too far. You are now officially a person who's not really contributing to society.
Let me tell you something right now that bothers me so much. Just like this toothpaste person, right? They show up, they're smelly. The whole package is just like, you know what? Give me more fluoride, please.
Yeah.
That's the inevitable conclusion I reach every time. To put it this way, in psychiatry, right? I've been through this whole tapering thing. Those drugs can really mess you up when you go off them and people don't know enough about them, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you got to, if you want to change the system, you got to show up in the suit. You got to show up in a suit. In a power suit with a red tie, smell like Dior with an army of lawyers behind you, have great hair filled with gel.
Army of lawyers.
That's right. That's right. And then you got to make your case and you got to be charming and witty and you got to meet people where they are and you have to give them autonomy, you know, like, hey, now that you know all this, do you want to do A, B, C, or D? You know, like make them feel like it's all loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate truth is a lot of the anti-psychiatry movement is women around the age of 60 who always want to express how psychiatry hurt them in a poem. It's always a poem. And I'm just thinking, like, why would you? Because now I just like my poem. It's like a seashell by the shore found my soul in a bottle of Nutella. And it's just like, come on, man, you sound crazier than ever. So now you first make the claim, I'm off my meds. And, and now I'm going to read now I'm going to read my poem about how you ruined my life.
Yeah, we have to suffer through the poems.
Because here's the thing, like I said, like if you want to make a good argument, you show up in a power suit, okay, with your Ferrari keys jiggling in your hand, and you smell of success that people go, I want to know what this person has to say. You don't do an off-Broadway one-woman show where you throw garbage at the audience, right? An homage to psychiatry, that kind of thing.
Yeah. What are you talking about exactly?
You lose the credibility if you do it wrong.
Well, that I would agree with.
Right? And so in the same way...
So less poems?
Less poems, obviously. Less plays, less songs, right? I mean, write a serious book about what you're doing.
So more books.
I mean, look, fine, but even if you write a book, you can't smell like garbage.
Right.
So all I'm saying is whatever you want to do that's weird, at least smell good and bring lawyers.
With you.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes, so who doesn't?
So I'm just saying.
It makes perfect sense.
I'm just saying.
If you showing up exactly where? To everything? You always bring an army of lawyers with you? Like what are all these guys in suits behind you doing?
No, but look,
they're always with me.
Wherever you're showing up to convince the people. You know what I mean? Like look.
If you go and buy like a pair of socks, you have an army of lawyers. What are you talking about, man? Why are you doing this? Why are you like this? Who hurt you, dude?
No.
What the fuck?
Man, what an expensive way to live.
I need help. I can't do this.
Look, all I'm saying is if you're going to make soap out of pig lard, okay?
Bring your lawyer team with you. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, just look serious when you show up to that place. Like, have some credibility is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so...
Yeah, and then another one is this, right? Another one is this. Look, I know it's not a Christmas special, this one.
Yeah.
But I love Christmas, and the time before Christmas is the jolliest time. So I start baking Christmas cookies in October, and people really criticize me for that.
They did?
No, they do.
They went after you. They came after me hard, dude.
They unleashed the full force of... No, but there was so much wrath. Like, they were so angry that I was divulging in Christmas. I was
unleashed the wrath.
But I was in too deep in the Christmas scene too early, right?
Right.
So it's almost like to them, I think it was kind of like you show up 2 weeks early for a birthday party, and just sit there and just go like, yeah, but I'll just wait until it starts, and they go, yeah, but we have to live our lives,
Yeah.
And so here's my question, right? Like, is it sane to bake your own Christmas cookies if you don't have children?
I think it's totally legit to make cookies when you have kids.
I thought you were gonna say with enough lawyers.
With a bunch of lawyers with you. Just monitoring your every move. Just like writing down.
It's okay, I'm baking with lawyers. Oh man, no, sorry. You say it's okay if...
Oh my god.
Oh man.
But listen, I don't know, man. I'm losing it.
No.
I'm losing it.
No.
I didn't know it could come to this.
Look, here's the reality of the situation.
Right.
Just one more thing about that anti-psychiatry movement. Because, look, we talked a little bit about these violent stabbings on a train or a bus,
Yeah,
or like a tram.
sure.
they always want to go onto a tram and start stabbing people, these crazy psychiatric people.
Yeah.
So there was a woman who, she got really fucked up by the psychiatric system. She had like an eating disorder or something, and they put her in belts, and they force medicated her, and they took her out of the system.
Hi, I have an eating disorder. Lock her up.
Put her in the belts.
Put belts on her.
Yeah. But I mean, anyway, she
Right.
got really screwed over by that system, right?
Sure.
Now, here's the thing. She, again, didn't take my lawyer advice, and she did the worst possible thing. She wrote a book called Love is Medicine.
Right.
And, like, I'm sure this works for, like, I don't know, like, there's a lot of, like, middle-aged women who come there and, you know, like, they wear a lot of wool, and they just sort of say stuff like, yes, love is fixing me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they have a wool jumper on them. And they have a cup, and then there's the sleeves goes around the cup, kind of like
And
it's a big jumper.
And they're using the cup to heat their own hands.
Yeah, and they drink the thing and with a blanket.
And a scarf indoors.
Right.
So a lot of those people, right? Love is medicine, right? And then she goes up there and she says, like, I was on a psychiatric drug. I was on an antipsychotic, and I can't believe they did this to me and stuff like that, right? So imagine now you're on a tram in the city, and a deranged lunatic comes on that tram and pulls out a machete and starts just stabbing women and children. And then somebody goes like, oh my God, inject him with an antipsychotic. And they go, no. He only needs love. Love is the only medicine. And he's just killing more and more people on the train, right? So I was like, yeah, but I have the antipsychotic right here. No. He's just deficient in love, you know? And he just keeps stabbing, and it's just a complete mass. It's like Rwanda inside a tram. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure you're hurting our algorithm every time you talk.
I don't think so, man.
Because like YouTube is not going to promote a show where you're like stabbing the thing and the young thing.
Yeah, but I'm not doing the...
No, it's the metaphor doing it.
No, not the metaphor so much as this mental patient,
Right.
who's not getting enough love, apparently.
Yeah, but it has something to do with words.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when you're dealing with a whole category of people that goes from everything from eating disorders to a light depression to a divorce to a psychotic break to somebody pulling a full-blown genocide on a tram, they just need more love. Do they?
Okay, so are you now talking about that they should be on medicine, which
No.
you're against?
No, look.
But is love the medicine, or how do we fix that then?
If someone's really, really violent,
Yeah.
I mean, I should think they should be hunted for sport, like with a tranquilizer gun.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if you're going to do anything, obviously stop them from killing people, right?
Yeah.
But what it comes down to at the end of the day
Yeah.
is, if you're going to sell soap,
Bring bring your lawyers.
bring an army of lawyers.
Yeah, but I don't. It makes no sense, this argument of yours, because it's just like either because I would imagine that the medicine is to stop people from turning into a complete maniac.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is that I'm a big fan of lethal force
Right.
in those kinds of situations. Huh? That's some algorithm friendly stuff.
But wouldn't you start? Yes, that's very algorithm friendly. But
Uh-huh.
I would say, well, wouldn't you rather them not do the stabbing and just like not listen to the voice in their head, like to simplify that?
Why is it that in Singapore,
Yeah.
where they use lethal force all the time, people don't go nuts on trams? Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we should look into it with an army of lawyers.
Yeah.
But this is the maze of madness.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can only escape with enough lawyers.
Listen, you've created quite the maze.
Man, this is great stuff. I mean,
Imagine people listening to this.
yeah, imagine.
Imagine that.
No, but I
They're
listen.
listening to you and your voice and your meanings and your feelings.
You know what I think? I was watching the Eddie Murphy story on Netflix recently, right? And at some point, he's talking about his own life, and he goes like, and then I listened to Richard Pryor's record, and that changed my life forever.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those moments.
Yeah, this is a changing moment.
10, 20 years from now, all these people who are changing the world for the better are going to refer to this episode and say, that's when I knew I needed more lawyers.
I knew I was missing something in my life. I didn't know it was a bunch of lawyers.
And I need him with me 24/7. Oh my god.
Okay, we got on there, but listen, subscribe and like this podcast, please. I beg of you. This guy is killing me.
No, come on. Tell your friends too. They need this.
They need. Do you have a sane friend who you want to bring down a notch? Give him this episode.
This is the medicine you need.
This is the medicine you didn't know you needed.
That's right.
All right, people. Bye.